ahead and switch us to the game view here. I've reset our threat score and our death counter. There's a couple things that I could do to actually get this going. One of the things that I could do is I could just sit here and wait. It'll do it on its own. That is something I did get sorted. So if you just sit here in empty space for long enough, it will actually start the scenario as long as you got the mod installed. I think I'm actually going to just go ahead and start it though. START. So that is /MES.spawn space cargo ship. It's all abbreviations. .start, all capital letters. I'm going to go ahead and hit start. And we will be off to the races. There's the lag. Welcome to Conflict Europa.
Greetings, Commander. We have updated orders from DMI Command. It appears that we have been deployed to Europa, a frozen moon orbiting Jupiter. I will start the mission brief while you join the DMI faction through your interface and deploy to the surface. The mission brief is as follows. The MESR fleet has moved into orbit around Jupiter. They are effectively blockading the Jupiter system. No large fleet assets are available to break the blockade. CIV personnel and civilian merchant fleet assets are being attacked by MESR forces and are unable to escape Europa. The Martian fleet is being coordinated from the surface. We were able to slip you into Europa's orbit before the blockade was established. The object spotted outside the Kuiper Belt has now been assigned the moniker Kali. The Kali object still appears to be keeping with our estimated trajectory, but there is a chance that it still may come a little closer to the Earth than we are comfortable with. Your objectives are to defend the CIV personnel and infrastructure on the surface and in orbit of Europa. Infiltrate and destroy the 4 MESR regional outposts and their communications equipment, including the large dish arrays. They are using these arrays in coordination with their fleet to block any of our transmissions. You need to gather intelligence and disrupt MESR activities on the surface. Mars is not holding punches, Commander. Expect heavy resistance to your presence there. MESR Command has now officially labeled the DMI and our AI engineer teams some kind of commandos for a terrorist organization. Luckily for us, at least for right now, the Mars Elysium Systems Republic is not the official Martian government. However, that won't stop them from hunting you. The CIV have been sent blueprints and will have a limited capacity to aid you in your mission. Visit the DMI embassy aboard civilian outposts, depots and trade stations. Finally, Commander, it appears that civilian science teams have requested xenoarchaeologists be deployed to Europa before the blockade. It appears that they may have found something in the ice. The science team's primary objective is to get more information about the Kali object. However, we would still like to know what they found. That's all of it, Commander. For the record, I am no terrorist. Those MESR asshats like to throw around a lot of shade when their feelings get hurt. If they don't want me hacking and blowing up their stuff, then maybe they should stop shooting at civilians, or stop being Mars purist religious nutballs. The Explorer is ready for you, Commander. Let's get started.
Alrighty then. So that is the intro. We shouldn't have to listen to that again. That is a one-time ordeal. I'm going to go ahead and ditch the GPS. I'm just going to kill both these things. So, the one thing that I have not figured out yet, which I am trying to, is the wheels. For whatever reason, I'm getting the rover bug, where you'll be driving and then all of a sudden it's like you start floating, which is, yeah, interesting. Anywho, so this is the Explorer. If you guys are just watching for the first time on this one, this is the start vehicle you start with in the scenario. I'm going to make sure that I am not in admin mode, and I hope I do not have to go into admin mode to fix the Explorer when it gets stuck. It is what it is. So, I mean, we'll deal. So, just a quick note. I do know that some of the mod authors that I put up there aren't necessarily the original authors. I tried to be as accurate as I could. you know, it is what it is. If you guys see something when I release the mod in the credits that isn't right or needs to be adjusted, I want to make sure everybody's getting credit. Now, those are not part of the mod. Those are supporting mods. So if you want to play, you can play without running all those mods. It's just, it's not going to work the way that the story was intended to be told. So it is better if you, I've had people ask if they have to run like Northwind weapon systems, for example. For the most part, most of the spawns that require it shouldn't do it unless the mod's actually installed. It's better with it. It's better with it. It's a really good weapons mod. If you guys haven't messed with that one yet, it is probably one of the best ones, in my opinion, as far as mods go for Space Engineers. And its theming fits very well into the story, which is why I agonized for quite a while over whether or not to include a weapons mod into some of the spawns, but I did. Just some quick background. This has been an ongoing project for years, and I have had help. So there are a gazillion different spawns and stuff that could happen. I've seen some of them before, some of them I have not, and then there's different variations of, like, you might be like the same building, but the building might have different loot or different things like inside, for example. And then just a real quick breakdown, just so you guys kind of get how it works. This is a hard scenario. It is not an easy scenario to play through. Hopefully I won't get my ass kicked right out of the gate here. It's easiest to start on the surface of Europa. That's also where all the primary mission objectives are. There's no rule saying we can't fly. There's no rule saying we can't go right into space. It's just very hard. So remember, this is all being blockaded by the Martian Elysium Republic. So if we want to get our butt kicked by, you know, not hard to fight ships, but fleets of hard to fight ships, we can do that. So everything's kind of encouraging you to kind of play through the different objectives and stuff on the surface before you go up into space. Anyhow, enough yakety yak. Let's go ahead and jump in the Explorer here real quick. See, we do have a little bit of inventory. We got a couple of simple pistols, 25 bullets. I am going to go ahead and grab some of these magazines and one of these pistols. Okay, we have two things. This is just a data pad, basically giving us a brief overview of what we heard and what I just told you guys. And then the other one here is outpost locations. So I'm going to go ahead and tell it to create GPS markers. And then let's look here. I'm going to go ahead and turn them all on. Let's make them all visible. And hopefully we are not too far away from one of them. I see 44 New Colorado. Alaska looks like it's 70. California is 90. New Oregon. So, oh, okay. So there's New Oregon is that way. And Colorado is that way. Guys, I'm going to head towards New Colorado. I think that's going to be the ticket there. What else do we have on board? Some fireworks. It looks like we do have some basic stuff. We could probably get like a wind turbine or something going. We got a little bit of ice, and we got a tiny bit of uranium and one small reactor survival kit. Okay. Off we go. Let's do this. Take that. Are we already doing the we can't move thing? Oh my goodness. Yes, we are. See, this is what I was talking about. Ooh, a deployment pod. Okay, we're going to ignore the deployment pod for right now, and I'll explain that in just a second. So, your first deployment pod, I'm in admin mode for just a second here, guys. We're just going to dump this back down. Usually it doesn't do it right out of the gate, but that one did. Let's go in here. I'm going to turn these other guys off, just so I can kind of keep it clear. There we go. That way we only have one of these guys going here. 44. Ooh, that is blistering slow. Okay, so deployment pods. So deployment pods, when we first start, are good. The very first one you get, though, is going to give us our outpost construction facility, which is just a very, very basic, simple structure. Its purpose, for those that are going, oh, geez, you get a base right out of the gate. This is a really hard scenario, you guys. So having the ability to have just a little bit of help out of the gate is pretty helpful, but you only get one. So if I run over there and I pop a go on that button when that thing lands, it's going to deploy it right there, which we're kind of in the middle of all of these different outposts. It's not necessarily that it would be a bad place, but visiting all these outposts is one of the objectives. I think that it would be a good idea to start getting a little bit closer. So I wouldn't want my base to be equally crappily super far away from every single outpost. The economy is something that's going to be important during the playthrough. And then I'm going to take just a quick second here. I just want to double check and make sure the audio and stuff is working okay here. Sounds like it is. It looks like it's doing it. Checking a check. Okay, right on. All right. Pull that screen back up. And then let's do this too, since we're just starting. So I'm going to type, oops, / MES.GTS. This is going to tell us what our threat score is. You don't have to do this if you're playing through the scenario. I need to do it because I'm trying to keep track of balancing stuff. What did that say again? 22.84. So let's go ahead and we'll keep track of that on our little document here. 22.84. File, save. Okay. There we go. Oh, and my text is a little off the screen. So let's just bring that over. There we go. There we go. There we go. We're a professional operation around here. Oh, it's a little bit of deja vu. So we got pretty far. I mean, we got all the way up to like, what, episode 60 or something on the previous streams. It's my first time streaming like this, too. Not my first time, like, talking while being recorded by any means, but definitely my first time just trying to do the Twitch thing. And it looked like there's at least a handful of people that were kind of interested in it, so maybe you'll stick with it here as we restart here. There are some things I'd like to do that I did last time that helped us survive, and then there's some other things I'd like to try and do a little bit differently. But I'm excited. Should be good. I'm going to try and be a little bit better about stopping the stream at an hour. If I'm going to do more than one stream, what I'll do is I'll stop the stream, take a break, and then for like a minute or whatever, and I'll just kick it back on. That way, we can stream longer than the hour, but I'm recording videos simultaneously here too, so it allows me to be extra lazy when I do the uploads for YouTube. Now, if I can get this playthrough to function like it's intended to, which we are really close. We are really, really close. I'd love to be able to get to the point where I can actually upload this as well, and you guys can experiment and play around with it too. It's a decent-sized mod, I'm not going to lie, but unlike some of the other mods where it might pop up and with a quick little sound effect or something like that, and then have you read data pads or read some messages and stuff, it does do that too, but there's a lot of dialogue. So we got a lot of voices and a lot of audio files and stuff to get played. So as we encounter different things through the scenario, we should encounter a lot of storyline. So at 22.8 of our threat score. Just to give you guys some background into the functions of the mod here. We're not going to get a lot of spawns messing with us here. There are a handful of bad things that can come make us crazy in the very beginning here, but not really till we start building stuff. Threat score is part of it. Where we're at on the map is part of it. And then there are 3 real factions that you start out with. And I'm not going to give too much away in the story here. But as far as that goes, we got the CIV, which we're heading towards one of their outposts right now. We're here to help them. They're the civilians. So the Civilian Engineering Corps of Engineers or some crap like that. I'd have to go look at what their full name is. We are DMI, so we are Dark Moon Industries. So we are part of the Earth system, which is going to be, you know, the stuff that's orbiting Earth, all the normal Earth factions, and the CIV, which is like the major government for the Earth system. That's basically that. And then we have the Martians, which they are the MESR. And there's a bunch of hostility going on. And they have, for whatever reason, blockaded this area. And then at the same time, if you heard during the intro, there seems to be a large object that they're... I don't know if she said what it was called. There's an object, basically, it looks like it's going to get close to Earth. Possible collision, and the whole point of coming out here and setting up and establishing stuff out here on Europa was so we could study it, learn more about it, etc. And the Martians flipped out and came out and blockaded us. That's basically where we're at in the story. I know a little bit more than that, being one of the people who was writing on it. What is that? Something. I don't know what it is, but I'm not going to go over there and find out either because we are unarmed. I'll tell you guys that a couple of things. One is that we are running AI crew. What is it? Crew, whatever AI, rival AI, and the crew one. So we can have helpers, but there's also infantry that do spawn, and we can get some infantry to spawn against us, so we got to be careful. I'll tell you guys that there are special parts that we can purchase from the outpost, or that we can build that allow us to build more powerful thrusters and things like that. They are just really expensive. And then we have our suits AI, which what she's called Ari, ARI. DMI Robotics Systems UI. So it's a pretty in-depth story. It's pretty cool. So I'll give you a little background of the story. This was actually a short story that I wrote. I always meant to turn it into like an actual manuscript a long time ago. I do a little bit of sci-fi writing. And I thought this was a good medium to be able to tell the story, and that's what started all of this about 6 years ago. I was like, yeah, that would be a really cool story to be able to have like in a campaign, like a video game, and then Space Engineers was just perfect for it. Oh, we are so slow. This is about as fast as we can get here. Like I said, I'm just going to keep the pedal to the metal here. If I get a chance or an opportunity to slide a thruster or something on this, we're going to. It's a nice little starting rig. So yeah, the NPCs and the spawn, the different spawns and stuff that come in here, the different encounters that we're gonna have to deal with, pretty intense. So I know that there's a couple others out there that'll do like waves of bad guys and stuff at you. This one's definitely got a different feel to it now that this is my, what, 6th or 7th playthrough attempt. One of the first things that I noticed is that you feel kind of alone at first, but then when you get closer to the outposts and all the stuff starts happening, it doesn't feel like you're by yourself. That's for sure. And the challenge, just in general, like, it's hard. There's times where you might get attacked by a ship. I know we made it all the way into space before we did the reset here, and I was a little bummed out. I didn't get to finish my station, but like, we made it into space, but it was like we got attacked by a frigate, and it was like, oh, okay, yeah, that was hard, but whatever, you know, we can deal. And then all of a sudden, the next time we get attacked, we're attacked by...
Good news, Commander. It looks like the Artemis is still up there somewhere. She doesn't have enough firepower to help break the blockade, or directly help us down on the surface. But she did bring us some toys. When the transport is closed, it will drop one of these beacons. All we have to do is activate it, and our friends will drop us supplies or equipment.
So this is the Artemis. It's a star carrier. This is our faction, or the security portion of our faction, and this is what's dropping those pods. It's basically dropping these boxes, and then they parachute down. There it is. I do see something that's wrong. The custom thrusters that are on this are actually supposed to be a different color. I'm not going to call that a bug. That can be fixed, but yep. I lost train of what my original thought was. I just kind of wanted to show you guys that, and I wanted to make sure this was flying correctly. In our last playthrough attempt, it was flying about, I don't know, 1,000 kilometers and then just falling from the sky, so that was special. Especially since it gave us access to things we probably shouldn't have had. But like I said, we're going to continue to ignore these deployment pods until we get where we want. And that's just going to be a strategy. So if someone's not watching and they run and grab that pod because they haven't watched the stream or whatnot, it's just going to set a base up. And I know one of the playthroughs, it landed up like on a mountain. And I really didn't want to wait for another one to deploy. And so I sat there and nudged it with the Explorer as carefully as I could until I got it down the mountain into a nice flat area and then deployed it. But we were just so far away from the trade stations, it was miserable. Now, I don't want to be super, super close to a trade station, but I want to be like within 10. It needs to be not close enough for the outpost or the trade station to interfere like with my threat score, because it'll do a combined threat score because they're allies. So the MESR sees us both as the same. So we don't want to combine the threat on grid when we're just starting and have them start sending big scary stuff after us right off the gate. We don't want to do that. So ugh, this part is so miserable. There's two parts I hate starting in this scenario. It's always kind of exciting when you have very little. And I can't remember if it was the last playthrough I did. I remember I was trying to do a little bit of mining, or I was looting something, and some Martian Marines spawned in, and they shot me with a rocket just at the right angle to completely destroy the Explorer's survival kit and everything too. It was awful. I was so ticked off. So like, I spent like all that time driving towards an outpost, finally got close enough to an outpost to really start doing some stuff, and then lost my spawn point. And when I came back in another Explorer, I was so far away from it that it was done. I was sad. I was a sad panda. Oh, I remember what I was going to say earlier. So the terrain, it's not perfectly flat. There are hills, there's texture. We are just in a really flat area. And that is, fun fact, I'll drop some science on you guys for a second. Europa is one of the flattest, smoothest celestial objects in our solar system. It is pretty flat. Nice ball. But it has some really cool like lines and stuff in it, and we'll see that as we're going. This particular area, though, is super, super flat. Oh my goodness, okay. So I'm getting 30. Let's try and tweak the wheels here a little bit. See if I can get a little more out of these drive wheels here, because I feel like we could. Give me all the power. Give me a little bit more strength. Let's bring the friction down. Let's see what that does. We need to squeeze everything we can out of this thing. $32, $35. Can I get 40? Can he get 40? There's 40. Oh, that's better. That's better. I should have did that earlier. I don't think we're going to get 50. Maybe. No, it's 47. I think it's going to be 47. It's going to be the ticket here. On the last playthrough, I did not do the decimal points on our threat score. But after doing some recombobulating, as I was trying to balance things out, I actually do need that. So it's not just to show you guys, it's for me too. I'm keeping track of it on my little document. So my OBS just knows to grab that part of the document and spit it out on the screen for you guys, but works for me. 48. We got 48. Oh, here we go. Here's some of those random lines and stuff. We're going to see this stuff a lot. Oh, come on. Here we go. We knew it was happening. It was going to happen. Okay. Back to this. Oops. So that's that little bit of playing weirdness happening there. I did turn. Okay, yeah. Hopefully I'll remember to turn that stuff off. Every once in a while it's just going to do that. We actually made it quite a distance there without it doing anything. Here we are. Where is Jupiter? There it is. Yeah, this skybox, this is a custom skybox here. This was made for the scenario, and it is very pretty. Uh, 47 again. Okay, so while we're doing this mind-numbing drive here, we can talk about some of the mods that I'm running. So specific for the scenario, obviously modular encounters. We are running their events add-on, which we'll see what that does a little bit later. And then let's see what else we're running. Shields. So defense shields. We're running Northwind weapon systems and weapon core. I am using build vision. And we're running the build and repair. I am running nano drill. Guys, this scenario is really hard. And I know that sometimes it's more fun to do like a vanilla playthrough. I tried 3 times to play without using the build and repair. Once just using like even little repair guys and stuff, using the AI enabled stuff, and trying to drill everything out by hand, and I died. I just died really fast. So that being said, I don't feel bad. It is set up in a way where when things spawn in like bad guys and stuff, they're not going to let us they won't let us be cheesy with it, so we're not going to be able to do things like race up and use build and repair as like a weapon. We can use it to strip things down and do some salvaging though, which I'm okay with that. The nano drill It's not the fastest thing in the world. It is actually a little faster, I think, to just use a regular drill. But as I'm by myself, it'll allow us to progress through the scenario a little bit faster than we would if I was just running around with a hand drill. Which I'll end up doing a little bit no matter what. That always happens. So fear not if you like watching poor saps run around with hand tools trying to dig holes. That's going to happen. Oh, we're coming up on some topography. I want to go around the mountain. So, one of the things that, tell you a little background around this custom moon here that we're driving on. There is an atmosphere here. It's just really light, and there's a little bit of gravity. I think it's like 0.4. It gets super cold, drains your suit constantly. It is super annoying. So we will be building like some drones and some other things as much as possible where I don't have to be outside unless we're doing some actual building. We're getting pretty close now. It's pretty much it's right around this bend. So one of the things as we're getting closer to 10 kilometers, I want to pay close attention to resources. Europa has everything. Oh, here we go with the clank. See, look what it does. If I press forward or back, it just lifts up into the air. And then like that, it is really freaking annoying. And then all I gotta do is just pick it up and drop it again, and it fixes it. I did undo. Okay, I just want to make sure I'm not still in cheater mode on accident here. Anyway, okay, so fun little story about this custom moon here while we're driving. So next to the hills, we had switched the resolution on the file that we were using for the height mapping. And when we had done that at some point, we had switched it to a lower resolution before bringing it back up higher. And it created these weird-ass ripples around the edges. And at first I was really mad about it because I was like, oh, it's stupid. And then because the real Europa's got weird topography in the first place or whatever, it occurred to me that it actually makes a little bit of sense difficulty-wise, because it allows you not to just be careless and just driving all around or sledding all the way around, because there's a lot of ice and stuff and we can totally rock sleds. We don't have to put up with these wheels for forever. We're either going to fly or we'll do some sleds. Sleds are awesome. They on flat terrain like this, it doesn't get any better than a good sled. But yeah, so if you're driving really fast though and you hit those ripples, whether you're in a rover or you're in a sled, it's brown trousers time. The pucker factor is real. You're gonna break stuff. I'm pretty sure I'd break this thing even just hitting them at 40. Europa's speed bumps, that's what we should call them. I'd get closer and show you, but don't want to. Magnesium. Just trying to pay attention a little bit to the resources now that we're closer. Colorado should start squawking at us here in a minute, too. New Colorado, CIV outpost. We're actually going to drive all the way to the outpost here first, too. That way we can complete the objectives there. And they got some build facilities there. So maybe I'll see if I can turn this Explorer into a sled. A really crappy one. But it'll allow us to go faster. And we won't be putting up with any more of that weird clang lifting up for no reason crap. I'm half tempted to try and climb the mountain. Nah, we'll go around. It's not that far. We've made it this far. We can do it. We can handle it. This will climb that mountain, though. It does have enough power to do that. It's a pretty good little starter vehicle for what it is. Some of that probably has to do with the gravity only being 0.4. Oh, look. That's that ripple stuff I was talking about. Look. They're like in little puddles. Oh, and I'm not paying attention, and I just drove right up onto them. Oh, 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 oh. I don't want to hit the brakes too hard. Okay, it's handling it. It's handling it. It's handling it. Let's go right up over this. I changed my mind. Might as well. It's a demo. We can do this. But yeah, it's a nice little truck. I like how it's off center like that. Get a little camera. I talked about it in the last playthrough too, but it'd be cool to do one where you can't have this like perspective where everything has to be first person, or you got to use cameras. That'd be pretty cool. I'm not doing that right now though. It's already hard enough. .3. How close we got to be to this thing? I don't remember. Pay attention to these cobalt. Maybe I should mark this. Yeah, let's mark it. We're close enough at this point. GPS. CO. We'll make them pink. Okay. Ooh. More Europa speed bumps. Cobalt is going to be an important one. And a deployment pod. Yeah. Yeah, I'll take that. That's a win. That is a win. How far away is it going to be? Hopefully, when that lands, it'll be just far enough away from the outpost that it'll work out. Hey, where is this thing? We should be seeing it. Why are we not? I'm finding that a little bit disturbing. Now, I did use the same world file when I started it. Okay. So let's go like this real quick. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the commands. I shouldn't have had to do this. I cleared everything out. Here, I'll show you guys what I'm looking at here. What I want to do is I'm going to just double check our game file. What I'm doing is I'm looking for all of this. That's the initial news feed. Default relations. Yeah, that is so weird. Okay. Go back to game here. Let me grab the command the debug command to clear it. Because I have a feeling that's what's going on. So what I will do is we'll go like this real quick. I'm going to clear all the timeouts. And we will clear all the static encounters. Okay, and we will clear the uniques. And then I'm going to hit save. And we're just going to do a quick load real quick. Won't take but a minute. This isn't something that would be that you would normally deal with. I was just being lazy because I didn't want to manually reinstall all the mods again. I had this world set up just like I like it. I will say one of the things that's a little annoying I haven't figured out yet. There's two that are I'd like to get going, but I think I am finally going to release this thing. It's been long enough. It's been years. Other people might want to play it before, you know, the next Space Engineers is completely out and working. I know that they released what I'm calling the game demo. Okay, let's see if that worked. Of Space Engineers 2. Yep, there we go.
SATCOM. This is DMI Alpha Rho Iota 13. We have you on our sensors. Do you copy?
This is New Colorado. 1-3, we have you loud and in the clear. Watch your step out there. Our PDCs just shot down a flight of hostile drones. Defenses are still hot, but our board shows you green. Our facilities are at your disposal. If you have any updates for us, drop by your embassy's AI port. Stay safe out there.
Copy that, Colorado. Nice shooting. Save some for us. We do have some news. We will drop it by as soon as we have a chance. 1-3 out.
Nice. Okay. Well, that worked. I was hoping it wasn't going to replay the entire intro again, because I've had that happen. It did look like all the structures did actually spawn here at the outpost, so that's good. Alright. Nice. And the CIV guys are actually showing up as green, which they should. So let's check. 525, so they are just barely green. So here's the deal with this, okay? If you sit there and try to break apart and shoot and salvage like the CIV stuff, and make them mad and upset, eventually they will start shooting at you, and then you got two really scary entities with fleets trying to shoot you, and you can't complete the objectives. You'll be sitting there trying to run away and avoid the CIV guys while shooting Martians until you're friendly with them against them. Not worth it. Let's check this out in here. Yeah, look at this. We got a little station going on in here, don't we? Okay, so you can see they got a hand drill inhibitor. You can see that there. So I can't drill next to the outpost here. Galactic News. Okay, so this is one of the event add-ons here. DMI Command has deployed a special operations team to Europa. That's me. The MESR has condemned the military action, adding further tension between Mars and Earth. Hey, what's up, buddy? Look at these guys. Look at the friendly little fellas here. We got an armory with a store we can buy things in. Look at that. Yeah. Okay, we got some other stuff over here. This is DMI, so this is our embassy. Ooh, look at that. We can actually buy prefabbed DMI stuff from these guys, which I can't afford either of those. I do have a data port. I'll hit that in a second. Let's look at the other stores here first. Okay, it's these things. These are stuff that we want to be able to purchase. So we can't build these, or we're not supposed to be able to build these. However, is that spelled wrong? that's, that's an awful typo. All right, I'll add that to my fixed list. I should just leave it like that. I should be punished. I should be punished for that. The internet should see how awful that is. Anyway, okay, looks like we got a Hercules transport drone, a CIV truck, an emergency drop, and a weapons drop that we can buy from that store. This one's got components, and they got lots of components. This was something that was messed up on it last time, too. I couldn't utilize the market over here because for whatever reason, it was like letting us buy like maybe 10, 15, 20. It was just useless. And then can we sell too? Yes. Look at that. So we can actually make money by manufacturing and selling it at the stores. That's how it's supposed to be. And these guys are selling magnesium, and they are buying gold, platinum, silicone, and uranium. Sweet. Sweet. All right, let's pop the button. So anytime we see these trigger different things in the game. Think of them as like objective waypoints.
Connecting now. Commander, it looks like some good news for once. It looks like the CIV Navy took out 2 MESR carriers. It says that the wreckage crashed near the northern pole. The cruiser squadron that is credited with the kills only lost a destroyer in the action.
CIV naval forces have destroyed 2 MESR carriers. The MESR wreckage was seen falling over Europa's northern pole. The cruiser squadron credited with the kill suffered only minor losses. Skirmishes continue in orbit and throughout the system. What do we got up here? Mule utility drones. Oh, let's go out. Look, that's new. Those weren't working last time. Where are they at? I want to see them. Look at that. Let's see what they look like. I'm going to be using the entity list so we can do this. Oh, yeah, those look great. And notice how the thrusters, they look like ion thrusters, but they are not. Those are proprietary thrusters for the CIV guys. That is cool looking. Is that? It's got 3 cargo containers on it. And then these mules, if I go back here, they dock with these platforms. So part of the storyline I remember from last time, but I'm sure that we'll learn more about that later. In the meantime, let's come back down. We got a couple things that we need to go find. So these are just bathrooms. Oops, sorry, dude. We'll go this way first. Where we got like a mess hall. And we got a place where I can put money in. A little ATM machine here. We can buy some clang. Another screen showing the news. And there's another store over here. This one's got med kits, power kits, clang. Most importantly, though, there are some places, if I remember right. Yep. There it is. Where I can loot a few things. And I want to do that. One of the things that we can do is we can check the beds. Like that. Look at that. 15K. Okay. We got here. Oh. See, this is why we go looting. Sweet. It's not really enough to buy anything of interest, but okay. And then here, this takes us up to the control tower, where these guys are doing all their control-y stuff. And we got a cargo crate here. It's kind of a cool view, though, to be able to see what's going on. And there's a crane outside. And see these little building repairs that are on? That's what I was interested in, because I can get out here. I think we can modify up our Explorer. But let's loot this first. Okay, so we got more space credits. We're at 16K, 25 Prototech scrap, and then a data pad. I will read the data pads. I am not the best at reading things out loud. You guys will have to bear with me. Here we go. Lieutenant Tara Vallis, CIV Logistics Division, log 002 of 2. So that means there's another log from her somewhere. New Colorado's final stand. New Colorado is on the brink. They've been hit hard, but they're still operational for now. It's one of the few outposts that hasn't been overrun, and it's critical for our supply chain. The mules are still managing to make it through, but with MESR tightening their grip, it's becoming more dangerous by the day. We've already had to reroute several supply runs to avoid their patrols, but even that is becoming harder. If New Colorado falls, the Navy will lose its primary source of weapons-grade material, and the fight above will crumble. We're running out of options, but we have to hold the outpost. There are no other choices. Okay. So, there's some storyline for us. So basically, these guys are cut off from Earth. So the Navy is still up there. The Navy's still trying to keep their ships and stuff going. The CIV Navy is. And these guys are using their mule drones to supply the Navy with resources. That's the gist of it. Okay. So I think there's a few more areas out here that we can loot. There's another 10 uranium. Yeah, here we go. There's an extra hydrogen bottle and an extra oxygen bottle. That's going to be very valuable, and we got a good welder. Let's go up here. Okay, how did I do this? I think I have to go like this, but let me make sure there's not somebody in it. And there is. So, okay, so if I take control of the crane, I can move the crane around, and it's all fun and everything. But I'll tick this guy off. Remember, I did that last time, and it got him all sorts of mats. Let's not do that. But there's a button up there that if I push it, it will give me control of the crane. I basically am hacking it. I take control of it, which is funny until I start getting shot at by that CIV guy. Because as soon as I shoot him back, it ticks them off. Okay. Now, let's modify the crap out of this thing. I'm going to put some of this stuff away, because we don't want to be holding all of this. I'll keep the regular pistol. I'm going to keep that. I'll hold on to the money. We'll put this inside the reactor, which I get access to right here. Okay. What can I build? Oh, I can't build these anymore. Last time, I rocked some of these advanced thrusters, and that was pretty cool, but I'm not going to be able to do that this time. Because I have to have, let's see. Those are CIV proprietary circuits. And if I try to do the advanced atmospherics from the DMI, they require conductors, proprietary conductors. And these proprietary conductors, right, okay. Swell. Okay, so let's go like this. I think this is what I did last time too. That's the advanced. Where's the normal ones? I think it was this one. Yeah. Here, we'll make a match. There we go. That'll give us some boost, and hopefully... Please? Please help me build these? Yes! Sweet. So I do have a gyro, so if I can get... If I can get thrusters in every direction, forward, back, and side to side, those would be the important directions. So Sorry, buddy. Anyway, if I get thrusters in every direction, I can turn the friction on the wheels to 0, and we can go sled mode. Okay. Okay. In case you guys are trying to figure out what I'm doing, I remember how this thing was made from last time. Last time I had to put a battery up top, I think is what I did. Advanced. No, I just want regular batteries. A warfare battery. That'll work. Yeah, I think I went like that. And then I have to move the gyro. This is just from memory. Because the current gyro, we're going to cut out here in a second. Did you guys hear that? I know the station will shoot too. I just don't want to get my freaking face blown off. Okay. So right now, the only way I can access the cargo container is through the survival kit, and that is miserable. And now you know why I rebuilt a battery and our gyros. Cool. All right. Cargo. I haven't got a chance to play with these ones. Can I fit that in there? No, it's freaking huge. Okay, we're gonna mess with that though. That's happening because I haven't had a chance to play with those at all yet. Okay, I want the medium. Why don't we do a connector next? It's in logistics. They got that new one. We'll do that. We'll just go like that. Okay. Where did my... Oh, there we go. There we go. Small steel tubes. Okay. So now, though, we should be able to access... Yes! Sweet. So I should be able to set these friction on these wheels to like 0. And we should be able to just boogie. Okay, I don't want that deployment pod to disappear. God, it's a little closer than I want it to be. Maybe we can move it. Maybe we can't. Okay, should I think about finding a way to move it now? I mean, we have some parts. How can I do that? Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to grab some parts, purposely grind them down after I build them. I don't want a bunch of pistons back here. I'm going to cut them up. Okay, so that gives me some pistons. Now, give me some wheels. Oh, I cut my turbine. I didn't mean to do that. So it was this one? Yeah.
Power low. We might have a problem.
Whoa, 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 whoa. What was that? Ah! No! Did they kill him? Oh. Jerk. Alright. Don't waste ammo. Hey, who is that? Madison? Oh. It spawned my helper from the freaking last playthrough. Okay, whatever. We'll keep him. We'll keep her. I'll put her away once we get a factory. Let me get Juice back up here real quick. Alright, so... where was I at anyway? Okay. That's right. That's right. I'm trying to go like this. Not because I want weird wheels all over our rover. But I want the parts for these so I can put them inside the Explorer. So we can try and add some wheels to that pod and move it a little further away.
It's all filled up. Go drop it off and you can
Okay. I did not mean to do that. I was trying to put it all...
Inventory full. Inventory full. Inventory full.
Was it Alt? It's Alt. Ah! Okay, I got it. Anyway, okay, so the thought was, by doing that, though, I should have put a whole bunch of extra parts in here. So I got tubes, I got motors, construction components, computers. I don't have a lot of small steel tubes. I saw something. You're freaking me out. Okay. What has a lot of tubes in it? What, like construction component things? Let's see. That's got 15. Six. I don't know if this will work. Wait, can I go big? I want to build it so I can tear it apart. It's nice to see you, Allison. Wait, Allison? Allison and Madison are here. I forgot to clear my rival AI. It's funny. Okay. So let me do that again. This is kind of cheating a little bit, I'm not gonna lie. There's not a never-ending supply of stuff in here, though. I can only do this so much. So I'm burning all these parts up, so if something bad happens, I could find myself in a position like where I can't use this place like I need to use it later. Well, let me do this. steel plates are going to be what kicks my butt here. Or not steel plates, metal grids. Okay. Yeah, I see. I'm going to put a couple of benches on here. We'll take them with us. Let's see. Where are they at? Yeah, you can't see everything. Let's see. Is that this one? Fine. I'll search. I'll search if I need to. There we go. What's in the way? That way that we can take them with us. I think this will work. There they are. Look, that's our... Those are our Madison and Allison. We built those with the robot factory in our last play session. So they'll just be joining us, it looks like. That's okay. Okay, so here's what I want to do. I'm going to find my drive wheels. And I'm going to set strength all the way up. Power all the way down. I'm going to turn steering off, propulsion off, friction all the way down. Hopefully this will work. We should be a sled now. Haha, it's working. What are you spotting? Spotting something it doesn't like. Okay, so we're going to get to our pod. So now we're basically a puck on an air hockey table, if you want to think about it like that. I'm going to get over to the deployment pod, and then we did hit our hour. So what I'll do is, I don't need to take a break, but I'm going to stop the stream and then start it again. Actually, I can just stop the video and start it again. Let's do that. Or I could be lazy and hit ending on my scenes here. Save me some editing, which I might do. I might do that. Oh, it's so much easier to go fast. I want to go fast. Unmanned Ground Vehicles, UGV. That's what that stands for. We figured that out on the last time. And I could program voices, and I remember I did do that once on the Rival AI stuff. I'm not going to do that again, though, because it got real old real fast. Because they just repeat the same thing over and over. Gosh, this is almost perfect, except we are just a little too close. So what I want to try and do... I'm going to see if I can pack this thing back up, which I'm pretty sure I can. If I have to, I will cut the things off the sides of it here. Yeah, let's end the stream here first here. So if you guys like today's video, do me a favor, make sure you click like on that video. And if you want more Conflict Europa, subscribe to the channel. We'll see you next time. If you're going to continue watching on the stream, just hang tight. We'll be right back.